The bit that we'd love to share with you is something we're quite proud of, very proud of actually, which is this presentation with primary care. I've got I sat behind it. David is going to run through some of the messages. Every year we have what's called an Atlas of Variation, which tells us what are the outcomes that our local people are experiencing. I haven't got copies, but I can circulate by email.
So in this rather difficult environment, our primary care offering so far has been quite effective. And if you look at the Atlas of Variation, which looks at the whole country and says, right, what are you doing here compared to the average? And then we then go through that and we see where we're outliers. And certainly we can see that for care close to the patient, we're actually delivering some really good results, which is what we found as being quite reassuring about, and actually helped us realise that our direction towards moving care close to the patient is the right thing to do. So certainly we've been, since 2010, we've had significant reductions in strokes, heart attacks, amputations and hypoglycemia attacks. We've had low levels of what's called ambulatory care sensitive conditions. And these are conditions where the patient is able to walk in and pretty much like an urgent outpatient appointment. And our referral rates overall are actually falling, which is bucking the national trend, whereas we're able to provide full care in a community setting. So certainly if you look at some of these practice of variations, there's the COPD, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, which is the admissions for what we used to call chronic bronchitis and emphysema, going into hospital. We're right down at the very, very bottom as far as the national average goes.
Which is good. So, sorry, I just quickly say, the lower levels means that the more confident that we are that there are alternatives to being admitted to hospital, people could be sustained in a home setting, rapid response from general practice. So it's an example, if we haven't, then crisis occurs, people get conveyed by ambulance into secondary care and don't really have a huge advantage.
Low doesn't always mean good, though. In the next instance, the place of death, where people want to die, we're able to facilitate that. So we're actually actively going out there and having those difficult conversations with people, recording it. What do you want to happen? Because at the end of the day, it is an inevitability in life, and we need to manage that in a way that's as best as possible, both for the person and the family. And we're making great strides on that. We're amongst the best in the country. The other one, the next one, our rate of attendance at casualty, EDs, emergency department. Again, very low for Fareham and Gosport, extremely low for South East Hampshire. And those figures include, ED includes the minor injuries units over at Gosport. We've had, again, admissions for ambulatory care sensitive conditions, those people who can just walk in for an urgent appointment. They can also be seen, and we're actually dealing with the majority of those in the community setting, in the GP setting. The next one surprised me. It was the rate of alcohol-related admissions for Fareham and Gosport. Obviously, Fareham is quite appreciably better than Gosport. And so we've actually made, as I say, we've made some real strides. We've as a national survey overall in Fareham and Gosport, we found that people say that it's convenient, they have great trust and confidence, and they appreciate the overall experience of primary care. And also they recommend this. This is on the back of, as I say, a real crisis in recruitment. So we're actually getting these figures for a workforce which I think we all agree really is working over and above what they should be called upon. However, it's not. There are some problems which we've identified. For example, with things such as the cancer diagnoses. So you can see that there is, whilst we're still better than average, it's something that we're not going to be complacent about. And I think both that and our working towards better diagnosis of airways disease, better diagnosis and management of diabetes shows that we've actually got quite a bit of work still to do. Well, it will never end, but certainly we've got a direction. But this gives us an idea of our trajectory and the way that we are actually going to implement this in the future. As I say, the plan is to move it into a community setting with assistance from the hospital.